intelligent. Oh, Governor. Hi, soldier. I was bullied into going live. I was in VC with my friends. Wayward just knows everything. W. Listen, it's fine. We can vibe. They better fucking still be in this Discord, else I'm gonna kill. Love when that happens. If they're not in this, bullying is underrated. It really is. Only bully people you are friends with and have consent. Please don't go bully random people. What is happening? My mouse just had a stroke. Femboys are so hot. Debatable. Debatable in the sense that I don't like men. I was like, that is the only reason I say debatable. Facts. There we go. Coming from a straight guy. Oh my god. Also, I have a video coming out in an hour on my YouTube, so that's gonna be fun. As a straight man, femboys are the best thing in the world. Okay. Wayward really said it. We pin in this shit. Streamer touches you kickers. Still the best fucking name for that. Why did the Discord, why did it get smaller? Who left? Why did they leave? Fuck. I like my mom fair. These fuckers bullied me into going live and then don't show up. I hate all of a single one of you. I actually don't. I got a YouTube. Why the fuck did I just get a YouTube notification? Oh, it's the other one's out. Oh. We playing Stray. The one game I avoided everything for. So I don't know what the fuck happens in this game. I somehow dodged every fucking spoiler. I get to see my reaction to this. But I have heard this is gonna make me cry. It's a cat. Wow! Thanks, Sherlock. 1 second, this is gonna bother me. I noticed that this got fucked up somehow. There we go. It was bothering me. It was clipping the chat. Is it? I heard a meow. Look at all the pussy! I had to. Yes! Yes! Get him! Get him! Get him! Oh god, my mouse sensitivity though. Fuck. Ooh. That's cool. Okay, fine. What do you want? Ah! I miss my cats. I forgot the fucking TikTok. This is gonna be a fun video to have some TikTok ads for. Don't tell me I'm all alone. Don't tell me I'm all alone. No! Why am I alone? Where did my friends go? Oh, there they are. Where's the other one? Where the fuck is the other one? Ooh, fancy. Very fancy. There he is. I saw him in the corner. There he is. Hey. Oh. Is he following me? Yes. Can I go in the water? The fact that he doesn't go in the water, he just sits, makes me so happy. God, I need to change my mouse sensitivity. Fuck. Wait. I'm gonna spam the shit out of this. What's this? Okay. This makes me so happy. Come on, buddy. Come on, friend. There he is. I wish I had my webcam, but I'm so happy. I'm coming. The purring is so loud. He's such a pretty kitty. Pigeons! I can achieve my cat goals. Meow, motherfuckers. Where'd he go? Oh, damn! Dude, it's speedy as fuck! Okay, that's cool. That's cool that they have, like, different jumps. I'm gonna forget these by the end of the day. How are they running? Ooh, that's not fun. Look, I just like the pipes. I like the sound they make. They make me go burr. Oh, God. What? No! My baby, no! Ow, fuck! Get up. Get up. No. I see that glowing thing. No, we're injured! Fuck! No, come on. Come on. Come on, no. Come on. I did not come here to get emotionally invested to a cat just for the cat to get offed in the first 15 minutes. Uh-oh. Oh no, I saw those. I know those motherfuckers. Come on. You're okay. You're okay. Yeah, there we go. Get her trot in. Again, we know this about me. I'm a slut for sound design. Oh. I got an achievement. Oh, I love a place called the Dead Fucking Cid. I'm about to go in the opposite way. Oh. I'm not here. There's gonna be a fucking chase scene, isn't there? Oh, I don't think there's music allowed here. I have morbid curiosity. Oh, never mind. That was just another way I went the wrong way. Alright, good to know chain jumping worked there. I don't trust you, but okay. I have a bucket! I have a bucket! Nah, this is now emotional support bucket. You're taking the bucket. My emotional support bucket, no. My friend. Of course. You gotta do the very cat thing and knock shit over. And people wonder why I get called a black cat. I live in black clothing and I act like a fucking cat. Yeah, I was like, I'm jumping over here, aren't I? Alright, that camera is watching me. Oh, I hate camera angles like this. I'm gonna break a window, aren't I? Love that. For a second, I thought I missed that. Oh no, I gotta do it everywhere, my guy. The back arch and everything makes this so funny. God, I miss my cats. Knock the pillows off? That'd be cool if I could. Can I go under the bed? I can't go under the bed. That's cool. God, I'm a real life cat. Ah, shit. Listen, I've said this once, I will say it again. Sound design, I'm a whore for. Which, funny enough, I literally have to do sound design for my next video. Who is helping me? Don't fucking spoil this. And I'm just asking. Ooh. I do appreciate some good street art, though. Speaking of the baby. I had to. Fuck off. Oh. Respectable. No! He's fucking dead! No! He fucking dead as hell. I don't like how you gave me a save right there. Okay. Oh, fuck this. I've seen this alleyway. Let's not get my ring stuck on my sweater right now. That'd be great. Hold the left shift to run? Get off me! Woo! Dodge and weave, bitch! Dodge and weave! No! No! That's annoying. It's like, hold this many buttons. Bestie. I was hitting the right one too, damn. Eh. Gotta like remove. Okay, surprisingly I've removed my hand. Yeah, bitch. What are these things? Get off me! I hit one of them with the crate. Excellent, let's go, shift. Thank God. I'm so sorry, buddy. Hi. Ooh. That's cool. Finally broke one. Oh, it's just another way to get there. Oh. I got so excited. I'm not gonna talk about where the fuck did that go? Feels weird seeing this. Oh. It's like a little guide. Please don't. There we go. Hey, bestie. I was like, I'm not here for shit. I'm not alive. Honestly, if this place is called a dead city, why do they have security cameras? I feel like that's gonna be fucking... Not again! You're okay. Oh. They're like, you passed it, dumbass. Thank you to whatever mysterious figure is fucking helping me. Damn it, I wanted to knock it like I heard something. We're getting there, buddy. We're getting there. Yep, we're heading this way. Hello. I know, but I'm curious. Oh, I yoinked the battery. You know, we now have comfort battery. I feel like I can... Oh! I gotta be a cat and just walk all over your shit. We'll see if this is copyrighted or not. Notification, I can't see chat. I watch too much fucking South Park. Ghost, welcome to the stream. How are you? And why have you been watching too much South Park? Books. These just make my ADHD go brr. Because I'm literally the physical embodiment of a cat. Oh. Amazing too, where I see which way. Fine. As much as I want to go step on the keyboard. What happened to my claw marks, you bitch? I was like, I was not paying attention. Where did the door go? And two, I don't know, but I have a picture. Let me out. Good sir, I don't know technology and shit! Oh. I saw a Q option. Gonna put it right there because it's shiny. Something moved. Hey, buddy, friend, pal. Oh. That works. Oh, like 3 of you nodded. That's great. Fantastic. Fun. Oh. Got stuck. Let me the fuck in. That's important. Now, where do you go? Oh. Top. I keep getting stuck up here. Well, it's fine. I have a battery. But I have no idea where it goes to. I can't meow because there's something in my mouth. Butt shake. Please. That worked. Where did I put the other one? I put it over here. Because I was like, this looks shiny. Alright, cool. Makes that a little easier. This one's so annoying to put shit in. Nope. Fair. You can back in there. Alright. Gonna figure this out. What? Didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. This one's so annoying to put shit in. All of them move. There's gotta be something over there I missed. Nope, I'll just knock over a box. Oh, wait a second. I didn't see those. There we go. Okay. Did something good. I did it. Why was there no— what the fuck? Did I? Where's this go? What do I have? Can I get in the box? That'd be funny as hell if I could get in the box. No, the room's still locked. Okay. Where the fuck did his head go? Fucking hate Mr. Beast. I didn't even look. I just see that all of a sudden. I've seen people have like valid criticism for why they don't like Mr. Beast. Damn it, I have to get down. Okay. Ooh, the controls are iffy here. That is not valid. Yeah, I have no idea where to put this. Because I don't know where the fuck his head went. Which is like the main thing I need. Good sir, where did your head go? Because I'm pretty sure the last checkpoint. Because I don't know where the fuck this man's head went. It also gives me a chance to look at something. You motherfuckers! Sorry, I had to look at something. Alright. His head might have just stayed in his lap, but I was not paying attention. There we go. Unless this guy's like far fucking dead. I keep looking at this to fucking jump. Oh my god. That took an unnecessary amount of time. Hi! You look adorable! No! Please! No, I need a friend. I'm a lonely cunt. How would you want to bet my mother is cold? She surprisingly has not called. Also, she still worked. Hi! B12, you are fucking adorable. Don't point! No! He's fucking dead! Aww. Oh, he's playing. What? Huh? I can read the cameras. A cat in a dead city. I can't remember my name. It seems my memory's corrupted. I've been trapped in the electric network for so long. I know it's worked for a scientist who lives here. Right now, you can call me B12. This is what says my monitor. It's dangerous in the dead city, but you seem like you can handle it yourself. I died only once, but it's fine. Let's get out of here. Follow me. There's so many different commands for shit that should not. That key unlocks the door. I remember that much. Which fucking key? Let me get that for you. Very good. Battery low already. Come over here. Gonna have to put this on. Put what on? Fuck yeah! We got an upgrade. Oh. I'm so slow with this on. The backpack is developed for quarterpods like you. Is this uncomfortable for you? Don't worry, you'll get used to it. I digitalized the key and store in the backpack. I now have an inventory? These are cool as hell. Easy. If you have a curious about an object, you can show me, or the others we come across. Now let's get out of this flat. My claw marks keep fucking disappearing! E. Use item. Let's go! Press E. Press 2 to use torchlight. Whoa! Wait! Cat energy survives. What the fuck is the code? Oh, there it is. I'm gonna fucking forget it. 'Cause my brain goes burr sometimes. The code is 3 7 4 8. Look at this place. That elevator distance, that's important, I think. All we need to do is go. Let me in the bucket. Whoa, what the fuck happened? Why the fuck is the upside down? Oh my god, there's there. Wait, I remember the outside. Feels like I've been there before. Is this where we came? I promised someone I would go there. I promised who? Oh gosh, the Rio was painted from it. Let's take it. Postcard. Why do I have these memories? How did I get them? Let's keep going. I'm having. Oh god, I can't read that. That's from Paris. I'm having a great time. Can't read. I think I could stay here a little longer than expected. Oh shit. God, if I gotta collect memories, we're gonna have a bad time because I'm gonna be a dumbass. Why did I just get No, why would you want to jump down? You'll fucking die. Ah! Damn it. The fact that B12 just watched that happen. Where the fuck was I supposed to jump to? That's a bad thing to actually become hot. Safe zone. Does that not look like a safe zone to anyone else? They were saying how this area is a safe zone, and I was like, I do not fucking believe that. Oh. Damn it. Where the fuck do you go? We're gonna be here for a while. Hello, Discord. This also is like the worst time to say I have to pee. hit the wrong button. Okay, that was my fault. Where the fuck do I go? Cool. Show me a place I can jump on, but then keep me trapped there until I die. That's great. Gotta pee. These fuckers are still...
You spooked her.
My bad. Right. Sorry it was so quiet. Now what if I just don't go that way? Oh, you can slide as the cat? Where the fuck do I go? That's actually aggravating me. Yeah, I've saved some my ass. Now it fucking does it. Okay. Nope, I can't jump it. Did I just not use this thing a cat? Hi, Ray. You look very wise. Why the fuck did the eyes change? Please, I mean no harm. What? It seems to have their own language. Yeah! You are no Zerk. We are not familiar with your kind. You're welcome to my village as long as you don't eat anyone. I got you. I will cause some fucking chaos. Look, I'm just a little scrunkly. Yes, I'm finally playing. Oh, he's the guardian. You look lost. Do you need help? Picture the outside. Ridiculous. This elevator isn't optional. Everyone knows it's possible to leave this place, well, except for the outsiders. But they're all gone now, except Mama. You can try talking if you want, but he gave her trying to leave. It's for the best. He lives high up in the building with the orange neon sign. Thank you. We got lore. Sorry, I got to. You gave us a fright. We thought you were a Zerk. I'm sorry. I really thought you could take the elevator. It's a visual dream. Shao, it's just a dream. Very pretty. There's nothing here. I think Momo has some pictures just like this. Did you show him? Not yet. Ancient stories, rituals of nature, light that leaks from stars landed at our feet. The light warms it. Help us grow. The soft ones. Our home is their legacy. Only our ancestors can distinguish these colors. They said they would dominate the world. Please don't interrupt my meditation with these strange images. I'm curious. Hi. Can I jump in his lap? Oh. Oh. I was about to get so excited. Weird stuff happened. Don't dare leave it. It's too dangerous, but the guardian is the only one who could open this door. It's a pretty picture. Fake, but pretty. I left it in the streets. The next day, the Zerks had consumed it completely. I think that's crazy, right? They eat anything. Another picture outside. Get out of here with that stuff. It's all nonsense. Damn it. Too fucking curious for my own good. Ah, fuck. Strange notebook with symbols on it. This seems to belong to someone named Clementine. Everything's going to plan today. We managed to contact the uploader. Transceivers went down. They talked to him about his eyes. I know this look. He will not come with us. I don't know what that means, but I'll damn it, let me jump on the keyboard. Somehow curiosity has gotten the best of me. And we found lore. Oh. Probably nothing. I'll do it again. Do it again? Let me in, please. Can I jump up there? No. Can I jump up there, though? Damn it. We're doing some adventuring first. Because why the fuck would I not? Hi. You look weird and small, but there's something about you. I feel compelled to pet you. But I won't because I won't understand why. Surface. Oh, sensitive subject around here. There are many of those who cannot understand. Oh, shit. His name is Hector. Translate. Grandma clothes. I love knitting. I've knitted 70. Oh my god. October 11th. Interesting. Nope, that's the way we came. Not going back there for shit. So if yesterday's tomorrow, tomorrow will be yesterday. Time is weird. Don't like our soft on ancestors. We're trapped here forever. It's very pretty. It'd be nice if it was real. Who are you? Looking for someone capable of monitoring the southern entrance of City Zone. Huh. Look, I don't know if I will ever be able to come back here. I just want to look around. Those guys better not drop a paint bucket again. Uh-oh. Try to fix this. It didn't go well. You look like a Zert from afar, at least. They look and sound cute, but don't be fooled. Those things too do metal. They're terrifying.
It's not time. Don't yell at me. Stop. Don't make me cry. Do you want that?
You want something? Myth of the Blue Sky, beautiful concept. Hi. You're new around here. What can I do for you?
Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
Mom was a real fan of Myth. You should show it to him.
You look so grumpy. Good. I'm glad you're upset by this. This is how I feel when you're young. I'm not gonna hurt you, baby.
I just glitched to a person. Okay, look, I'm very curious about life. Damn it. Everyone pause, we're doing this. We're getting all of them in the hole. I do not care, I will spend hours just working on doing this. Go in. Thank you. Where'd it go? Oh! Damn. I really thought that was gonna give me something. Oh well. What's here? I'll take that. Carl! This was here from the people living above on level 2, a few years old, but something. Outside, why bother trying to find? We're good here. Oh shit. Did they really consume this? The original design doesn't have judges. Maybe someone evolved too much. Why the fuck did the music change? We already met them. Why?
My date is tomorrow.
Oh shit! Take care of the plants, the humans improve. A little bit of water. has to be here. Oh, nope, I'm a musician, but I don't have any songs. I think I could play this, look. I did something. Ah! That's adorable. I'm in heaven. I was like, don't tell me the quality got fucked. Aww. Alright, cool. Got some nice music. I'm glad I did something good. What's that? Yes! Oh shit, the controls are inverted. Thank God. Thanks for that. I will practice. Can you find any more? I think we did. Tomorrow's. Sounds cool. Here, watch this. Yeah, I really hope he can come back here. I really hope he can. Because if he can't, I will fucking cry. No, I'll let her finish that. Actually, no. Because I actually have to probably get going on the event. She finishes while I do this, I'm actually good. It's fine. How? How? I keep finding lore! Remarkable, companions have evolved so much. In the early days, their sibling, Miley, but now it's all their own. I'll just loop around. I know where I need to go, but... Let me in. It's like you can help. You can call me for help. I was just meowing. Huh? I got an achievement. Oh shit. Oh no! Oh shit! I did the one thing they didn't want me to do. Whoops. Uh-huh. Okay. Clean the porch of my shop again. Stop playing over clumsy rascals. Oh, he has a laundromat. I just yoinked detergent! Oh, that'd be cool if I can go in there. It would be dark as hell. Talk to Zoe. Oh yeah, you can slay as the cat. I like how there's different routes that you can take, but I think this is like the main one because the lights are here. What happened? Oh. Oh, not again.
She looked offended when I said that.
Power supply. I'm so sorry. I have to. They said not to eat anyone. They never said I could fuck around and find out. It's fine. Let me get the fucking battery, please. Come on. Just gotta... Come on. There we go. Oh, cool, I no longer need it. Water! We got water! fucking genius. This is the way we originally came. Ventil. Oh, okay, I was supposed to do that. What? I somehow got stuck. Help. I somehow got stuck. We're about to see how far back I just got set. I got stuck because I decided to walk somewhere. Okay, thank God. It wasn't like too bad. Oh, hey. Oh, take a nice little rest. Adorable. Actually, can I show this guy the detergent? Oh, hey. I have met you already. There is a way. There we go. Okay, never mind. Didn't mean to do that. I love the sound he makes. I love the weather right now. When I go outside, well, good luck. It's not happening anytime soon. Fair. I did not mean to hit that. I meant to hit Q. Let the baby have some water. Alright, we'll we'll meet Mo, and then that will be the... And that will be the end for... Now there's the question of how the fuck do I get there? Try not to. Why'd I go to the place I got glitched at? Because I'm a fucking dumbass. She meowed her at the right time. That was cute. Oh. God, if I could find this person, that would be fucking fantastic.
How do you understand the concept of time?
Cause cats are fucking weird. Oh, there we go. Finally. He's me. Every time it doesn't work, just hit it. Oh, he's just a little guy in the back of the backpack. It's never gonna work. Why did I let them go? I'm all alone now. Hey, what do you want? This picture's outside. Do you want to go there? Well, don't bother. It's a waste of time. I'll bring you only lists to spare. My friends have to stream too, but now they're gone and I'm alone. I don't know where they ended up. I tried to contact that. That doesn't receive. Ryan took note of other research. Good luck. No, he misses his friends. Let's check out his notebook he gave us, the outside manifesto. We must go outside at any cost. We must protect our brothers and sisters, mostly away from deserts. It's signed Clementine. Rock. Looks like it was added later. I think we should find the other notebooks. God, if I could, I would. Outside. Is that a cat toy? Pause everything. Cat toy.
Oh, poofed.
Oh, not again. Why'd I do that? Get it off. Oh, now my mom's calling. No, it's just I'm on the phone right now. Yeah, no, this is like a note. It wasn't. It's just my mom called. Finally, you're playing this game after how long? Hey, shush. Let me live out my cat fantasies. I'm not a furry. I'm not a furry, but there is times in my life where I was just like, I want to be a cat. I fucking passed the place I was supposed to go. Damn it. Who doesn't want to be a cat? People who don't like cats, who I don't trust. You're welcome, bitch. I could never be a dog. I could never go out and pee. Like, just however. Yeah. I am too stubborn for someone to teach me how to play fetch. I would just sit there and be like, no. Come with me. Please tell me I can get like a save right here. Nope. Cool. See that? If you install a transmitter at the very top part, we'll be able to communicate with the whole city. My friends might still be out there. Well, no. Small and quick enough to evade. Okay, thank God. I would lose the ball. Yeah. Didn't mean to hit that. Oh. No! You bitch. Ooh. Yeah, no. I think this is where I'm gonna end stream. Or are you gonna go blind? I could 100% go blind. I kind of already am blind. Who's live? Actually, quick check. Are these fuckers still in the VC? They're still in the VC. Because of course they are. Is Emerald live? Oh, they're not live. Damn it. Bye. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just generally wanted to get the thing out of the way. Someone is working on commissions. Hey!
You just got food and now you're being a criminal?
No. Someone's doing Sim stuff, which I feel like would be cool to go watch.
Be careful.
Actually, no. Eric's live. Fuck that. It's Eric. It's Eric. Yay. Alright. There's also a new YouTube video up on the channel if you want to go see that. Alright. What's tomorrow? Saturday? Don't do shit Saturday. Sunday, we'll see how the fuck that goes. Hey, wow, I hate House of TikTok out of everything. But yeah, I'm gonna go bully my friends in a fucking Discord. Cause why not? Right. Yeah, I will see you possibly another day. Bye.